So we are continuing with Logic Pro from where we left. And as you can see, this is the launch window where you have software instrument, software pattern, a session player, and audio. For starters, we are concerned with the software instrument. So you remember what we said about the instrument? You can change this to empty channel strip for easy navigation. Okay, so you want to avoid a lot of presets that come with Logic, so you avoid it by changing this from default to empty channel strip, and then the rest remains. So we are using software instrument. Number of instrument, you can say for starters, for a good beat we can do five instruments, and then create. So here we are, 5 tracks created, and we are ready to make our beat on Logic Pro. So what are the first things? First, you choose your style of music that you want to create. Why? Because the style of music gives you the speed, and that is the first thing you set up. So the style of music that you're creating, so let's say we are creating a vibe like a pop, kind of hip hop, just a normal kind of song that can vibe with anyone. So mostly for these songs, you find that they are within 90 to 110, something like that. So for starters, let's try and change this BPM to 100. So remember we said you click and drag to 100 BPM. After that, or you just double click and type 100, enter on your keyboard. Then you have the 100 BPM already created. Okay, the next thing I usually do is to activate this loop. Okay, this loop cycle range. So I just click on it. As you can see, when you bring your cursor up there where you have the cycle range, you can click on it and then your cycle range is active. When it's not active, it's usually grayed out. Okay, meaning it's ready. You just need to click on it. Then I click on it. There you are. Remember our settings for metronome. If you did not get those settings, go back to episode 2, Logic Pro Basics. So now here, let me activate my metronome. There you are. And you know we learned you can change the metronome from playing when you're just playing your normal recordings to anytime you record, that metronomes come in. So anytime you record, the metronome kicks in. So when I'm just playing, the metronome is not there, but when I'm recording, the metronome will be automatically activated. So all that information is on episode 2 on Logic Pro Basics. Okay, so here we are. We have our 5 instruments. We learned about these 2 channels. Now let's get into loading software instrument. So today we are going to be using Logic Pro. We have this library over here where you start with whatever you want to choose. So let's say, for example, in my case, I want to choose an electronic piano. Just load something. The piano is ready for us to start creating. So we said first things first, you have the BPM ready, you have your style, what you want to create at the end of the day, and now it's time to come up with something. So the first thing you do is have your chord progression, something that can guide you throughout. Okay, music is made up of patterns, and in Logic there's what we call session players. Okay, so you can use session players to guide you through, but let's start with just our ideas. So I'm going to just play something on my piano. Let me reduce the volume. We try some Afro pop kind of thing. Let me have my metronome running. Let me try out a different sound. So this is how you change the sounds from the library. Just change to whatever you feel like you like. Okay, let me change again. You just find different sounds from the library that you like. Okay, try something else. You can double up things. Let's say I want to double that piano. I'll go to synthesizer. Just want to create something for the background. Let's say a pad. Just using the same chords. Just click on this. If you want to copy something, you can enter, then Command C, copy. Click on the channel where you want to paste, Command V. Or you can click Option, click, drag. Okay, Option, click, drag for you to copy. So I've copied that down here. Just solo it and find something that you like. I want something very warm. Okay, just change the instrument, peruse around to see what you like at the end of the day. You can do some sound design. Click on the inserts on the channel strip. Click over here and add an equalizer, or even when you click on this, EQ thing like that, it loads your equalizer automatically, and you can do some few of sound design. For example, just drag over this. I want it to sound dull and underwater. I want it to sound dull and underwater. Then I can combine with this piano. I'm still looking for a feel. I think I like that one. I can have reverb. I'm going to use Quantec Room Simulator. Something like that. And maybe also have some sound design on it. Now you will realize that on this channel there's some EQ on it. Now how do I add more EQs? Just down here you click on this, and then on your channel EQ, the first equalizer, or you can even type EQ for search. You search the EQ. So the rest of the things that you see over here are other equalizers that I've installed in my system. So for now we are just using the Logic EQ. So the first one is the Logic EQ. You click on it and you do your sound design. Just do crazy things. There are no rules to this, as long as it sounds good to you. Okay, now we have our basis where we're going to start the music from. It's just random notes. I want them just to fill up the space behind. Just remove some. Maybe some strings. some cellos. Just over here on your library, you load up the, double click on the MIDI, and then you can edit the notes. When you bring your cursor alongside the note, you can drag like that. And then you have what we call velocity. So controlling velocity, meaning the way I played this note in terms of hitting my MIDI keyboard, okay, the velocity registered is different. So you can adjust that by just changing your cursor into tools, letter T on your keyboard, then you select the velocity tool, and then now you can adjust the velocity accordingly so that you don't have very loud notes. For example, this note over here is louder than the rest. Just listen. Okay, it becomes loud. So you want to control it and at least balance. This is 42. When you click on the note, you can see the velocity there written 42. So I come over here, at least you don't want it to be exactly 42, but somehow natural. Can do some Afrobeat groove. Let's see. I want to find single kits. So now you'll see if you load up an instrument like this one, it's a whole kit. If you like this style, you're good to go. So you just record on top of it. So for me, I usually like single shots. So I'll just scroll all the way down and where you have the kit pieces, and then I can literally select specifically what I want. So for example, if I'm looking for a snare, you can see this is a group of instrument because I loaded a whole library folder. Now I want only a snare, so I can click on the snare, then click on it, and then it changes. So it gives me only one instrument. So now I can look for a snare or a rim shot, something like that. So now you'll realize my keyboard is tuned all the way to the end. All the snares are patched into my keys. So I have to find the correct key that matches the music that I'm playing. Like this one. So you have your snare. You can even incorporate the loops. So over here you have your loop library, as we learned on episode 2. So I'm going to click on this loop library. I'm looking for a shaker, so I'll click on instrument, then percussion, because I want to sort. There's a lot of loops available, so I'm going to sort it, percussion, and then shaker, and then now click on it as I listen to the music. So remember, when you listen, if you want to balance the volume, it's down here. Okay. This type of Afrobeat vibe. Maybe I can put that thing on a lot of reverb, as you can see. So let's say reverb. I'm going to use this time round Space Designer. Have wet. I'm just trying to design it. I have an EQ over there. Let's see how it sounds.